The first question, Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum assalam wa barakatuh. Muhammad Aslam from Karachi, Pakistan. I am a student. I came across a post with your photograph containing the below information. I wanted to confirm how authentic is this information. And he has sent the post, and the post has my photograph, a very sharp, maybe taken out from one of my websites, a very clear image of mine. And at the side of the photograph it is mentioned, we should not write it as Inshallah, inverted commas, I-N-S-H-A capital A-L-L-H, or Inshallah, I-N-S-H-A-L-L-H together, inverted commas, because it means create Allah, Nauz Billah. Whether Arabic or English, please make sure we write it properly as, inverted commas, in space, I and space, Shaa, S-H-A-A space, with S capital, then A capital, L-L-A-H, close inverted commas. That means in three separate words, in, then Shaa, and Allah in three separate words. This means if Allah wills. To make sure you forward this to everyone and help them to correct their mistake too. Jazakallah khair, Inshallah. Dr. Zakir Naik Fan Club of Facebook, www.facebook.com/Zakir Naik Official. Before I reply to this question whether the information in this post is authentic or not, let me tell you that this post was not uploaded by me. These words do not belong to me. As we discussed in the last session, that is Ask Dr. Zakir, Season 11, Session 4, that every post that you find in the social media with my photograph, etc., doesn't have to mean it belongs to me. And I told, you have to see at the bottom, go to my Facebook whether it's available there or not, or you can go to my website. And here it is clearly mentioned at the bottom. It says that Dr. Zakir Naik Fan Club on Facebook. Dr. Zakir Naik Fan Club on Facebook doesn't mean it is officially mine, though the Facebook address says Zakir Naik Official. But above it, it says it's a fan club of Dr. Zakir Naik, meaning it is posted by my fans, that does not belong to me. And this post has been circulating in the social media for several years. And maybe tens of millions of people have read it. I myself, in the last several years, have received that, Dr. Zakir, is it correct? And it was difficult for me to reply because this message is not totally correct, and it is partly correct. Regarding what is mentioned in this post, I'll come to it. First, let me tell you that this post was not uploaded by me. It is not my words. It does not belong to my official Facebook page. It's a fan page. And as I told you, many people, out of enthusiasm, they put my photograph so that they get more viewers. This is haram. But maybe the niyyah is good. And as I discussed in the last session, if the niyyah is good, may Allah forgive them. But fabricating something what I have not said, it is wrong. It is haram. So I did not say this. Regarding the information mentioned in this, that do not write Inshallah as one word, I-N-S-H-A-A-L-L-E-H, or with Inshallah with a capital A, is wrong. It means create Allah. Rather write in space Shaa space Allah, I-N space S-H-A-A space A-L-L-A-H, Inshallah. Please circulate this, you'll get thawab. Jazakallah khair. I received this several years before. This message somebody forwarded to me. And I showed this post to umpteen number of Arabs. Arabs from Saudi Arabia, from Qatar, from UAE, from Yemen, various, those who are scholars, who are PhDs in Islam, they are da'is. And I received mixed response. When I received this question on the Facebook, I asked my son Farik, what is this? Why don't you check on the net? Even he went on and he Googled, and there were many Arabic replies given by Arabs. I'm not talking about non-Arabs, I'll come to it later on. And some of the videos said that saying this is wrong, what is mentioned here, it means great Allah, you should not say. And some of them said it is okay, some of them say you're splitting hairs. There were different replies. What I believe now, after hearing from the various different Arabs, some PhD, some scholars, some duats, that we know for sure that in Arabic, inshallah is spelled in Arabic, alif noon, and there's a space in, then there's a space, then Shah, Sheen, alif, then there's a space, and then Allah, alif lam ha. So surely in Arabic, in Shaa Allah are three separate words. This is without doubt. So in Arabic, it is three separate words in Shaa Allah, which means if Allah wills, without doubt. And several places in the Quran, these words inshallah are there. In space Shah, space Allah, inshallah in Arabic, there is no doubt, it's there. It's mentioned in the Quran in Surah Baqarah chapter number 2, verse number 70. It's mentioned in Surah Yusuf, chapter number 12, verse number 99. It's mentioned in Surah Kahf, chapter number 18, verse number 69. It's mentioned in Surah Qasas, chapter number 28, verse number 27. In Surah As-Safat, chapter number 37, verse number 102. In Surah Az-Zumar, chapter number 39, verse number 38. And it's also mentioned in Surah Fatah, chapter number 48, verse number 27. There are several places this word Insha'Allah are mentioned as three separate words with a space, meaning if Allah wills. And there are various other forms that are there, but these are exactly Inshallah that are in the Quran. I mentioned at least 7 places where it's mentioned. There are many more places. So in Arabic, without doubt, it is mentioned in 3 separate words with a space in between, there's no doubt. Now, when we write in English, in the transliteration, there are various forms in different ways that it is written by Muslims. And in the post, it says that some people write as Inshallah as one word, I-N-S-H-A-A-L-L-H as one word, or Inshallah with I capital N-S-H-A-A and A capital L-L-H as one word, or some people write as 2 words, Insha, I-N-S-H-A-A, then space A-L-L-H. But the post says the right and the correct authentic way is to write in I-N, space, I capital in, space, Shah, S capital H-A-A, space, Allah, A-L-L-A-H, A capital. This is the authentic way. So what is my comment? Is this correct or is it wrong? I would say the post is to a great extent correct, but if you ask me which is the best way to write in English transliteration, then the post is correct. The second part is correct. That is, the correct way to write in English transliteration is I-N space S-H-A space A-L-L-A-H or Insha, in Shaa Allah, I-N S-H-A-A double A. Then space, then A capital L-L-A-A-H. Because in transliteration, I'm a bit particular because, you know, in the books, and I'm a person who's supposed to be, they call me a perfectionist. So in the correct transliteration, Allah should be translated in English as A-L-L-A, on top of A, there is a dash, which many people don't know what it means. But in the original English language, these are marks, which means you have to elongate it. So if there is a dash above A, that means A should be elongated. So whenever in Arabic, there is an alif, or if there is a khara alif, or a mad, that letter is elongated. If it's a zabar, or it is a fatah, then it's a single A. But if it is a mad, with a short mad or a long mad, or if it's an alif, the right shin should be A with a dash on top. But people aren't aware of this. So in modern English, many people, what they do, instead of the dash, they write double A. And that's what I've started doing since the last about 4 years, or 5 years. In most of our posts, we started spelling Allah instead of A-L-L-H as A-L-L-A-H. Islam instead of I-S-L-A-M, I-S-L-A-M. And this is more authentic. The right is with the dash, but people don't know this type of English in the modern English. So there are some Muslims, and even myself, who prefer writing Islam with I-S-L-A-A-M because Islam has an alif. Alif, Seen, Lam, Alif. So if there is an alif, as I mentioned, or a mad, or a khada alif, it's a double A. Or if it's a single kasra, then it's a E, and if it has a mad, then elongate it, becomes double E. So these are the correct way of transliteration. So the way I write inshallah is I capital N with a space, and Shaa, there is an alif, so S-H-A-A, then space, and then Allah, A-L-L-A-A-H, the way I write. Lately, a couple of years back, I realized that my team in the social media said that this is the new style of spelling, so everyone may not, so in Google search you won't get it, or in the YouTube search you may not get it, so it's better in the title we write the spelling which is more common for Islam, I-S-L-A-M. The more common spelling for Allah is A-L-L-A-H. So now you find in my posts and in my YouTube videos, sometimes double A, sometimes single A. Our main aim is people should find it in searching. So if you write I-S-L-A-A-M for Islam, or Quran Q-U-R apostrophe, double A-N, very few people will find it in the search. So because of that, we went back to the more common spelling rather than the more authentic spelling. But in short, if you ask me, the best way to transliterate and write in English is I-N space, I capital, N space, Shaa, S capital H-A-A, space, Allah, A capital L-L-A-A-H. This is the right way. Now, if someone merges and writes it, is it correct? If someone writes Insha and then Allah, is it correct? Or someone writes Inshallah as one word, is it correct? And the post says it means create Allah. So when I ask this question, does Inshallah, if you write together, or if you pronounce it together, or if you say Insha Allah, does it mean create Allah? So some of the opinion, yes, it means. Some of the opinion, no, it has no meaning at all. Some say that it is best to avoid. But all of them agreed that the best way, I asked those people who know English and Arabic. I didn't ask only an Arab, because Arab knows very well that Inshallah should be separate. I asked those people who are fluent in English and Arab, and they were Arabs. Arabic is the mother tongue, and they're fluent in English. Many of the du'as that come on Peace TV. All of them agreed that the best and authentic way is to write in separate space, then Shaa, separate space, Allah, this is the more. And in transliteration, normally when you transliterate, it has to be whatever the original language from which you're transliterating. You have to see that if there's a space, there should be a space even in the transliteration. I know many people don't do it the right way and they merge it and they say no problem. So if you ask me which is the best way is as it is mentioned in the post, in, then space, Shaa, then space, then Allah. Whether you want to write double A for Shaa or double A for Allah, that's your choice. Both are correct. But the more authentic according to me is double A for Shaa and double A for Allah. But is it wrong if someone writes Inshallah together as one word, or Insha one word and Allah the other? Is it right? And I've discussed this with people who are even in the Islamic field, because my post became so popular. So we had many fatwas in Pakistan and in India, given by various madrasas, by Deoband, by many madrasas in Pakistan. And now today, because of this post, it is so viral that tens of millions of people have read it and started asking this fatwa. So even you have fatwas in the Urdu scholars or Urdu sheikhs giving, and most of them agree that writing Inshallah separately is the right way. If you write together, some posts say it is wrong. Some say it is not wrong, it is in ignorance, so it's okay. And some went to say the right way is to write it separately as 3 words. But if you join it and write, it is not a big issue. There is no problem. You don't have to make a mountain out of a mole. So as I told you, what was the reply I got with the Arabs? The same reply is there with the ulama or the sheikhs from Pakistan or from India, that the best is to write separately. But if you write, some of the websites say that it is wrong, you should not do it. And some said, it's okay if you do it, there's not a big issue, and you can continue doing it. So I am of the opinion that best is to write it separately. If you write together out of ignorance, Inshallah, there's no issue. But since you know now that writing separately is better, you should write separately. Some people say, no, because what I was doing earlier, I stick to it. This is stubbornness. But naturally, if someone writes out of ignorance together, there is no issue at all. I don't think so. Allah will hold you responsible. Inshallah, Allah will forgive you. If you write together as one word or as two words, Inshallah, Allah will forgive you. There are some Arabs who say that if you write Inshahu Allahi, mudaf alayh, it means create Allah. And it is wrong. So, because it doesn't have the fatha, dhamma, etc., when you write normal Arabic, so some say avoid it, some say no problem. But I'm of the view that if you really want to be accurate, it's better you write in Shaa Allah separately, I-N-S-H-A-A, separately with a space, and A-L-L-A-H. But if someone writes together and means that if Allah wills, I feel inshallah there is no problem. Allah will not hold you responsible. I don't want to say that the post, it's Nauz Billah, create Allah is there. But when there's difference of opinion, better be safe rather than sorry. And the usul of fiqh, that when you can know for sure, when everyone says what is right, and the second opinion, people disagree, better follow the first when everyone agrees it's right. So that is the reason I prefer writing inshallah as three separate words. And we know that in transliteration, some people say no problem while you're transliterating, when you're transliterating, and if you remove the space, no problem. I disagree with this. There is a problem. Imagine if you write together, if Allah wills. Imagine if you write complete, if you want to transliterate or translate Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, as in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, without spaces, even I know English well will not be able to read it. Because I know by heart, in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, I may be able to decipher it. But if someone who doesn't know the meaning, and if I have to read together, imagine there are 200 letters together in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. How will I know where the word is ending? So it's wrong to say that whether you have space or don't have space, it means the same. No. If you are a professional person to translate or transliterate, if there's a space in the original language, you have to keep the space even in the transliteration. If you remove it out of ignorance, in inshallah, Allah will forgive you, there's no problem in it. But to be stubborn and saying in transliteration you can do it the way you want, it is totally wrong. I remember in 2016, when we had the International Dawah Training Program, we had about 6 students from Malaysia, and one student, his name was, I'll tell you later, I read it, I said, what is this? Siyafik Apandi? Siyafik? I'm hearing this first time a Muslim name, Siyafik, S-Y-A-F-I-Q, Siyafik Apandi. So he got up and said, no Zakir Bhai, Dr. Zakir Naik, it is Shafiq. I said, Shafiq? Shafiq should be S-H-A-F-I-Q. He said, no, in Malaysian language we spell S-H as S-Y. I said, oh, thank you for the information. In 2016, I've been to Malaysia several times. I did not know at that time that for sure you spell it as S-Y in Malay. And since this is a proper noun, I said, no problem, it's a Malaysian name. And you spell S-H as S-Y, the proper name is a proper name. You can spell it the way your language says, there's no problem. Later on, since the Dawah Training Program was in English, he writes Isha as I-S-Y-A-A. I said, what is this I-S-Y-A-A? It is Isha, Zakir Bhai. How can you write Isha as I-S-Y-A? I said, this is how we spell in Malaysia. I said, fine, at your home you can do it. But this Dawah Training Program is in English. And you know English very well. You cannot say that I will transliterate from Arabic Isha into English as I-S-Y-A-A. It is wrong. This is the English Dawah. In Malaysia I do it, okay, it's accepted. Because in Malay language, S-Y means sure. But this is an English Dawah Training Program. So you cannot use your Malay in English. If I start using Urdu in this English training program, half of the thing you don't understand. So then he understood. So you cannot transliterate Isha as I-S-Y-A and say because it's in my culture it's right. Yes, in Malay it's accepted. But in English language you cannot say you transliterate the way you want. It's totally wrong. In English you have to follow the rules of English. So Isha is I-S-H-A or I-S-H-A-A, no problem. You cannot transliterate as I-S-Y-A, Isha. You're transliterating Arabic into English. So Shaa means SH. You cannot use SY for Shaa. You do that in Malaysia, in Malay language, accepted, 100% correct. But you cannot use Malay rules to transliterate into English and say it is also correct. No, it is wrong. In English language, you cannot transliterate and use the Malay rules for English language. So you have to be careful that you cannot be so broad and say that, okay, remove the space, it's no problem. You cannot remove space from 100 words. It will have no meaning at all. So in transliteration, you have to follow the rules. So if you follow the rules, the best way to transliterate Insha Allah into English is I-N space, S-H-A or S-H-A-A space, A-L-L-A-A-H. Out of ignorance, if someone writes together, inshallah, they'll forgive. It's not a major issue. You don't have to make a mountain out of a mole. But if you know it, and if you transliterate in the right way, that's better. No one will object, and you won't waste time arguing with people whether right or wrong or wasting your time. And you're following the rules of transliteration, that if there is a space in the original language, you have to have a space in the English transliteration. This is the rules which you should follow. So this answers in short, and this puts an end to the discussion whether what is right, what is wrong, because we should not waste our precious time in these small issues. Hope that answers the question.